So these are the things that happen when you're making videos at 6 in the morning. You make mistakes. So let's take a look here at example 7. Let's just take this whole thing and get rid of it. Would have been a lot cooler if all of it went away, but here's the bottom part going away too. Let's take a look at this again. I, I read the problem correctly, but I didn't draw the picture correctly. So I've got I was so focused on drawing my lighthouse nicely. Here's my lighthouse over here. The lighthouse sees two ships out at sea. Well, what the lighthouse sees is straight ahead, and so when I'm looking at an angle of depression, my angle of depression actually is coming from whatever the lighthouse sees. Okay, so one is at an angle of depression of 20 degrees. So this angle right here is 20 degrees, and there's a nice little ship out here, so somewhere out here. Okay, so here's a ship. The other ship that it sees is at an angle of 30 degrees depression, so it's a little bit farther past that, and I've got ship number 2 out here, and that angle there is 30 degrees. Okay, so what ends up happening is that my triangle that I'm making actually is this triangle right here, with the fact that if I were to connect this whole thing, I have some parallel lines in here and some congruent triangles. And so if I'm looking more at this triangle with this angle of 30 degrees here, this side on the right-hand side here actually is the lighthouse of 250 feet. And the question is, how far away is the boat? So I need to know how far away is the boat from the lighthouse. And this x value would be the same as this x value in these congruent triangles, because this angle would be 30 degrees down here. Here's the lighthouse of 250. And so either whether you're using this triangle right here or this triangle right here, ultimately it doesn't matter. They're the same triangles. They're congruent triangles to each other. So that's the triangle in green. The triangle in blue then actually is going to look something like this. Well, where I want to know this side, I want to know how far away from the lighthouse, and then the lighthouse is still 250 feet over here, but this is the angle that is the 20-degree inclination over here. So let's go through and solve these then. I want the adjacent side, and I have the opposite side of these angles. And so I'm still going to do tangent, but look what happens when I do tangent of 30 as opposed to what the answer was before. Tangent of 30 is equal to 250 over x. Multiply by x on both sides. X times tangent of 30 is equal to 250. Divide by the tangent of 30. And I end up with a significantly different answer from what I had before in this problem. So I've got 250 divided by the tangent of 30, which is 433.01 feet for this one. Same idea goes over here. I've got tangent of 20 equals 250 over y. When I go through and solve it, I get y is equal to 250 divided by the tangent of 20, which is 686.87 feet. Ultimately, the question is, how far apart are these? So if I go 686.87 and I subtract 686.87 and I subtract the 433.01, I end up with 253.86 feet apart. Which is a little bit different than what we got originally when we did this problem the other way.